Hello everyone, this is Jurgita and I hope you grabbed your cup of coffee. And I'm drinking from the mug that I dot painted myself. It was my very first dotted mug, and maybe I'll show you how it looks when I finish my coffee. So grab your coffee or tea or any other drink if you're not stitching, and if you're stitching, I hope you'll stitch along while I'm showing you all the things that I'll be doing in the month of January. So today is January 1st, so again, Happy New Year and welcome those who are especially new and accidentally or not accidentally stumbled upon this video, and I hope you'll stick around, and not only for today or if you watch this in several days, but you'll watch my videos from previous times and in the future, and I hope we'll become best friends, at least through the lens camera, or maybe exchange some chats and comments and stuff like that. So today, like I said, is January 1st, and I want to start something totally, well, not totally new, but as a new project. I've done something similar in previous times, so let me show you what exactly I mean. So what you see in front of you is a spread, and I bought the kit from AliExpress because originally these patterns were from Dimensions, and the kit is been out of print for a quite long time, and it's it's been found on like eBay for outrageous amount of money. And I decided to try out like a cheaper version, and of course there's going to be some slightly differences in quality of the ornaments. Those are ornaments I'll put in the corner for you to see which ones I mean. And right now you see in front of you three of them. A fourth one, blue one on the top right corner, I've finished last year, but it just suddenly somewhere disappeared. Maybe one of my kids grabbed it or something. So I stitched 4 out of 6, and I'm really hoping to start and finish the 2 last ornaments, which will be on what bottom, no, top left and the middle ornaments. So I have not washed these, so I think once I finish all 6, I'm gonna be cleaning them up and prepping and doing them as the ornaments, more 3D. So very quickly you can see how I've done it. So it includes some grinding that I'm using. I picked myself off my own stash, and it's just a typical grinding. I can't remember the number exactly. It disappeared. And kit included these beads. I know some of those AliExpress beads could wash off the color, so I tested some of them and put in the water, and so far it stayed on, so I'm hoping it will continue to stay on. And there was the collection of ribbons, but it didn't tell you which ribbons to use, so I've been using this wide ribbon, which might not have been best choice, because there's one sort of like net ribbon middle color, but I used the wide one for all of these. So I figured if I used for 4 of them, I might as well finish up on all of them. And it takes a little bit more work to make it nice and flat, because as you know, ribbon, if you pull especially through the fabric, that it gets like very skinny, and I need to then straighten that out. And I attached it with invisible thread very securely, that nothing moves. And of course it's attached with the beads, and also includes some back stitching, some half stitching, and in some cases even blending of 2 different colors. So there's one, there's a second one that with the grapes, kind of purplish theme, but it still gives a sparkle, and one with the like a, was that not a trumpet, that's other instrument. So I have done 4, and oh, there's also like a make your own cording here, like you twist like 3 strands of color, and I attach that also with the invisible Eli thread, and same like in here. So the one I'm gonna be doing it today, starting today. I don't know when I'll finish it, but I'm starting today because it's also part of my winter month stitching to at least start is gonna be the top left, the red one. So that one, according to my stitcher program, it's gonna have about 3,501 stitches, and that includes all the like a back stitching. But of course, since I'm attaching ribbons way more often, and that is gonna be counted as way more stitching, because that's a lot of the invisible thread attached in here. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe I could say that about 3,600 plus stitches will be in total. And I have the fabric that was included. I just cut in half. I did not want to do back side of the same fabric, so I cut in half, and I attached to those special push pins in this little frame. And I'm gonna be stitching in a well. I marked the middle part with marker that disappears from a heat, and that's what I'm gonna start. So we'll see how much I can do in the next few days. I probably then will switch to something else, because I have my monthly must stitch projects. So right now I just want to start this, and since today is January 1st, it's a good time to start something new, and that can actually finish in this year too. So I'll see you in about a second. Well, I worked for 3 days, and that's all I've got, although it's better than zero, right? So I did not have much stitch time, just other things happening, and I've been working on a lot of videos that have been popping on my channel, so I hope you enjoy watching all of them. And I'm enjoying reading some of the comments that started coming in, and keep doing that. I'm gonna try to catch up with all of them, and hope you liked my whip parade and all other videos that probably gonna be out before this monthly ends up. So it's kind of interesting design started to show up. I used just a several colors so far, and you can tell it's a hard shape already. So I did not reach 1,000 stitches still. I think it's looking well, and it will be finished before probably summertime. This one I'm hoping to finish it while it's still fairly cold outside, although yesterday was like a 61 degrees, which would be what, like 24 Celsius or something warmth. So it's ridiculous. We had last week like last week, right around between Christmas and New Year, I guess, super cold, and and just jumping now that you can go practically in a t-shirt, although today it kind of cooled down from down to like 40 degrees. So still in the whole week it's not gonna be freezing during daytime, so it's winter probably gonna be only sometime in February. Most likely it's gonna hit us. And March is usually when the nature can figure out is it still should be winter time, or should we just hit it the late spring kind of weather. So it's gonna be jumping again. We're starting to get used to this kind of ridiculousness in the February and March months. But anyway, back to the stitching. So that's what I've done with this, and I'm pulling something now that's my usual concentration on the couple of BAPs. So let me show you. This is what I'm talking about. It's my spoiled child. I usually try to go with my monthlies. I have like what, 4 monthlies that I want to stitch until it's over. So this is usually my very first one, because it's the biggest out of those 4. And I'm gonna start a new row in here, and my yearlies are usually by like a 2 rows, so 100 stitches down. So 2 rows should make about 45,000 stitches. So that's my yearly goal. And I already remounted, moved up the frame up so as much as I could, and I'm happy that I could still see the lady's face in here. So that's gonna be something to stare at, besides like a wall that was last time. when I started the year. So I'm gonna start the first part, and the usually is like about just over 3,700 stitches per month that I want to do. So I try to reach like 4,000, so at the end of the year I can relax and put in just a little bit and be done with that. No pressure. So I'm gonna start here, and again it's gonna be some darkness. So what you see is like a brick, I don't know, is that a fireplace or cooking place, something like this, but you can kind of see the brick start to show up, so it's gonna be shaped like that. And we'll see how it goes. So let's start one of the biggies. Very excited. Kind of missed this already since it was beginning of December that I touched this. So I do that once a month, and we'll see how long it actually takes, because I will not stop until I do at least 3,500 stitches. So let's start. Well, today is what, the 7th of January, so I know today is considered Orthodox Christmas. So Merry Christmas to all of you who celebrate a holiday today, and hope your day is going well. And what I want to show you is what I got a few things yesterday from a couple places. So I went to our local Hobby Lobby here, and I found out that they carry 14 count plastic canvas. Because usually you get like a 7 or 10 count, but this is 14 count, and it's about $3 for 2 sheets, and they put a big carton paper in between to protect it. But I would love to find that in a clear color, just because the white, sometimes if you stitch dark stitches, you know, it could might not match as well as like a clear one. You can see a little bit better, but I was happy to find it, and it's like a typical sheet of paper, 8.5 by 11. So that's about $1.50 per sheet. If you want to especially do ornaments, that is great. So I was glad to find that. And they had the Christmas stuff for 90% off. So I got like a Christmas tree skirts. I'm trying to like change my tree decorations, and I'm getting tree from another place extra that is going to be only for my like a handmade ornaments. So I figured I might as well get a whole new set of little ornaments, and like, you know, round balls to put on with the lights, and the Christmas tree skirt. I mean, I got the, like, you know, the tree skirt that was like $53, and you know, for $5 that's like nothing. 90% off. So if you have a Hobby Lobby near you, then go ahead. And besides all kinds of other stuff, I bought these little nickel-free Christmas little pieces that I figured I could like you know, decorate my ornaments, or some of them, like bigger ones, I probably could make into a tiny even magnets, and it's variety of them, like there's bells in there, so that should fit a nice magnet, or you know, you hang it on or attach it to some maybe frame, Christmas stitched item on a frame. So I got several. I mean, you know, $7 was original, so not 10% only paid for that. So I got the 3 packages of these, and it's snowflakes and snowman, all kinds of things, and the ice skates I think in there, so all kinds of things. So it's like, you know, pennies on the dollar practically, and it's nickel free. So I figured I could use it on somewhere. So something like that, even as the little things that like especially on the things like from Just Nan, when they have those itty bitty little thingies, you probably could hang something like this, you know, cone or little like, what is that little berry, no, not a berry, but a little jingle bells. So something like this, I'm sure I could use it on something. So I got 3 packages of that. And then I stopped by a local consignment shop that supports local charities, and I grabbed some things like a fabric, you know, I don't know, I think it's a fat quarter of this, you know, to finish up my different types of ornaments. I mean, like half a yard for 50 cents. So, and I think this is nice, like with my antique Santas or something like little backing ornament, that would look great. And also like a whole I have several ornaments that are patriotic. I mean, you know, 50 cents for all of this. It's amazing price, and I'm supporting a local charity at the same time. So that was great. I figured as a backing for something that would be great. So besides that, I found a little bit of fabric, 30 count Irish linen, and you know, for 250 piece, and it does not look like it's been opened at all. Then I found something, you know, different by threads and things. There's a hardanger octagon design. I don't know if I would be stitching that, but it's a kit, you know, so it has the threads that I might use it somewhere if I do hardanger, because I want to try again hardanger. It's been a while since I've done it in the past, but this kind of looks nice too, and it's for $1, you know, so why not, right? Then I saw these paid what, $1.20, and these are not like a regular size 4 Krynics, but they're high which ones, they're blending filaments. But I figured, you know, I can use that, mix it up with the thread. I mean, I'm sure Krynic will be useful anywhere, and that's like the usual color that you could find, 002. And there is even cord. See, I don't know what it was planned to be used for, but it looks like almost like Christmassy colors. But you know, 4 for like $1, you know, it's, why not, you know, it's useful. And then just Nan for 5 cents. Actually, there's, I don't know what is that, for Evening Star. There's a whole kit. Sometimes you know, if I could find the pattern somewhere, it has even, I believe, needle in here, so that's like even more amazing. But the whole thing is there, and I haven't looked to what the Evening Star pattern is too, but I'm hoping to find it somewhere, and perhaps I'll stitch it out. But I have like a kit in there, so that's great. I mean, 5 stars, right? I don't know if it's a silk thread or it's a regular thread, but looks like it's a changing color, so over dyed, and all kinds of beads, and it would be amazing to stitch. I think I have an inkling idea what's it for, but perhaps you have it and you can point me in the right direction. So that, then I found this Mill Hill Glass Seed mini pack. I mean, it's good to have, even if I don't have those colors as a sample. I don't know what the project it would be for, but it's also sort of like a Christmassy, and I have quite a few Mill Hill now collections, and even if I don't have those, I could always then see, you know, if I need just a few beads for something, I can use for that. I mean, for 4 cents, something like that. So that's that. And then there was a big pile of boxes of, I guess a lady had donated like 3 giant bins of these things that she used to love to do jewelry, but because of her arthritis or something, I was told that she couldn't, so she donated to that place. And there are all kinds of things, like I just picked the 4 separate collections. Like this was the most expensive thing in there, and those things is like gold Halloween stuff. So the same as what I bought for 10%, these treasures, Christmassy. So it's all kinds of things in here, you know, that I probably could use it, attach it to anything too, even if I don't, oh, that's a scarecrow. I was wondering what that is. It's a scarecrow in here hanging. So it's all kinds of things in here. And I have Halloween ornaments, or even if to decorate, like I said, not just ornaments, but even like on a frame, attach it or piece. So that would work. I mean, look how many she had in there. So that's the biggest that I have. And I got a little containers. I probably will take it back. Then they had lanterns, because you know, I do some Asian, couple Asian stitches, so even if it's not, I have at least 1 or 2 patterns that has like a lantern. So I thought that that would look well, even if I attach it to it somewhere, sort of decoration. Then there was a bird cage, because I thought, why not, you know, it's pretty bird cages hanging there. And It has, I don't know what's that, I guess as a hanging bead in this part right here on the top. But you can always decorate it and have something like a word or letter behind it or something. So it just I had a couple of them, but it's okay. And then there was a bunch of tea, because I have several patterns with the tea and coffee. I like to drink tea too, so it's like little tea bags with the sign that says tea. So I thought that was kind of cute, attaching. So those kind of little things I got from that consignment shop, and those are like my biggest purchases. That I don't know when I'm gonna buy anything. Probably I'm gonna be getting some fabric or something like that. So that's what goodies I got, and I guess I'll show you next what I've done in my stitching. And my stitching, I worked and I finished a little bit more than my minimum. So I'm very happy that I started this year well, and I got a good section in my spoiled child done. So there's a brick fireplace or whatever that is. It's almost done. Just a little bit, I think, in here left. A little bit more gonna be wall next, and then it's gonna be more fun. And again, a couple of the stitches here that are very light color, but I'll put the picture probably on the right side here for you to see that it's actually like a drinking glass or something like that in there, and the light that hits it in this part is what is gonna be looking at. So I'm done with this. So I've done with that, and the next time I'm gonna pull out, it's gonna be hopefully in beginning of February. And I'm not sure if I want to do continue like a row like I did before, or I want to go in the bottom, and it's gonna be much more like a dark colors in here, you know, because of the shades in here. So I don't know which area I'm gonna hit it, but that's I'm done my minimum in this month, so I can set it aside and pick something else. And what I've decided to start today as one of my new starts of the year and of the winter is this gingerbread Santa mouse by Just Nan, because I kind of got inspired that I got, received bought at the shop that Evening Star kit. So I'm gonna be doing just this Santa mouse. The cube I actually done it, what is it, last year or 2021. I just did not put it together. So I think that would be encouragement to finish off them both, and for this Christmas to have that made as a set. So I have everything that I needed. Like I said, the pattern usually comes with all the stuff that it required. So we have little extras in here, like a hat and a tail, and you can see there's that candy cane. And I think I have the metal candy cane, so I can always change it in here. And there's that felt, I believe, done for this bag, or I think it's not a glove. I think it might be just a bag. So I have not read instructions fully or anything. And I picked the fabric of my own, dirty linens, Vigard, and it's plenty, because the design is supposed to be like 2 by 3.5 inches and 32 count, and it's 29 by 57 as a stitch count. So I'm gonna collect all the DMC colors that needed on the list, and need to see if I have the cryonic braid. I don't think it's any of these. I think it's a 00, although I have 02002s, but I have that as a cord and blending filament. So something that's where it would work out. So something I can use one of these versus just a number 4 braid, and it would not be as shiny, but I could use one of these, which is the same number, is just this is cord and this is blending filament. So we'll see if I could find number 4, then I'll use number 4. So I want to start that. I don't know how long it's going to take. It's probably most of the time is going to be studying and marking where I want to stitch, and probably cutting piece of fabric, possibly. We'll see. So this is my today's new start, and so we'll see how that goes. So after stitching for about a day and a tiny bit next day, that's what I have. So main part of the stitching is kind of done. There's a little bit of excess left, but not a lot. And like right here is actually Smyrna stitches, although it's kind of hard to tell because it looks about the same thickness as my regular stitches. So I kind of had idea of possibly stitching with those like a whisper threads, because it's gonna be like sort of like a Santa's beard, but decided just for this one just try regular Smyrna stitches and see how it goes, because it's tight enough as it is, and I wasn't sure if the fluffy thread would be a little bit too much to do as a Smyrna. So that's what is looking like right now. The main parts in here with the holes are gonna be, I think, like beads, and there's gonna be a little bit in the eyes and stuff. So uh, after that, once I stitch in here, I'm gonna have a little bit of a back stitching to do, but that's gonna be it. So I think I'm gonna set it aside and maybe stitch every day a tiny bit to kind of add, because I'm gonna be concentrating on something else which is a bit bigger, and let's go see. And this time I decided to get my second monthly project. So this is Beloved, or Aiden and Rowan, from I don't know what's a glass what the book series is called, like Glass House or Glass Throne, something like that. So if I want to do the half leftover, like 35% of that this year, I need to do almost 2400 stitches in here, so each month. So I'm gonna start a new row, and hopefully I'm just gonna be going, and it doesn't seem like it's gonna be a lot of hard parts in this area until I get like to her face. Maybe that's gonna change, but the guy's face is already like I rolled up, although it looks weird, like his eyes here and the nose is there. You know how sometimes those place where you have a upside down camera or something, and your chin is like the speaking, and forehead and stuff like that, so it looks very weird like that. But I put it back in the Q-snap because I ran out of my big wide handmade frames, which I need to do more, but I'm waiting for a bit warmer weather for me to drill those holes in the wooden bars that I bought before. So until then, I'm gonna be continuing with this Q-snap, and if I finish one of the bigger ones, like maybe coral peony, I think the frame would fit this piece of fabric. So we'll see. Until then, I'm just gonna be working on my homemade Q-snaps, and just gonna start a new row in here. So it's gonna be mostly a lot of background. Maybe I'll put a picture on the right side for you to compare what is waiting for me. And again, it's not a lot of colors in here, but it has blends, and this whole that's like a 2 hand length, spring length is total width. So hopefully it's not going to take me a very long time to do my monthly minimum, and then I'll be back with this, and maybe even my Just Nan's Santa mouse all filled up. And I'm back several days later, and you can see the whole area in here is all filled up. And this is not like his hair standing up or anything, because we know the girl is blondie, but it's like a part of the outfit, like feathery looks of that. So the main part in here in this little area was, I think, about 310 or mixed with 310, so that was no brainer because it's darkness, and then we're gonna be getting her hair next time. So I'm very happy. I did a tiny bit over 3,000, so I'm a little bit above my what needed medium, not medium, but minimal amount each month. So that's a good start for the year, at least I think. And it's already, I have a thread sparked on this, and so I would imagine next time it's gonna be a lot of light colors in here, so that's gonna be different. So besides that, I was getting a few minutes here, few minutes there to get on my gingerbread mouse, Santa mouse, and ta-da, I finished it. You can say it's hot off the press. I mean, it was pressed in a hoop and just finished. The only thing left to do is when I'll be putting it together, put like a whiskers in here to stitch, but all of the stitching is done. There were several back stitching parts to do besides like an outline for which is gonna be put together. So you see there's an empty space in the middle where nothing needs to be stitched, so it has to be like a mouse color. I guess it could have been grayish fabric too, it should have been fine. And it was kind of strange to have like a holes in it, but I guess that makes also like difference. Plus you can see there were two different color beads were used, and I have about used it about like a half of it, so that's pretty good. And the you can't tell much, but like this white part is like a beard, Santa's beard and eyes. They were all done in the Smyrna stitches, so it's like a X and plus stitch on one. So you do like a regular stitching, and then you do like a plus sign. So that's where those parts were, although it's kind of hard to tell. And the one thing I did, it was not written down how to do it exactly, but the beads I was attaching not like a first step of a half stitch and going twice, because the instructions said to go twice with a beading needle and thread, like this color thread, but with one thread, so I was using it. And I decided to go let's see if it's a cross, so like from the middle part to the middle instead of like going this way. So I don't know if that is good or bad, what I've changed, but that's what I've got. So very exciting. The only thing is gonna be follow instructions how to cut out, press, and sew it up, stuff it, and attach all the stuff that needs to be attached. So after I've done both of them, I'm glad I finished what I needed. I thought about what should I grab next, because this was a lot of darkness and that was not enough of the colors. So I've decided to grab, ta-da, my dressmaker's daughter. As you know, each season I want to stitch one part and finish at least what can fit in the frame, which is pretty much the whole frame of the dress except what's like a below, which I'll do after all four seasons done. So it's not exactly fully 1/3 of a dress each time, but that's what I'm doing each month. And this is December part done. So second third of this area I'm gonna be doing in right now in January, and then the third part is gonna be in February, and all the beading and back stitching is going to be done most likely then. So right now I just have to stitch, and as you can see, this background color, it was all one color, so it was tedious but fast stitching. So I went in December a bit on in a dress part, and that's where it's gonna be a little bit slower, of course, than all of the backsplash, so to speak, to do. So all those holes is gonna be beads, I believe. So that's that, and I have to kind of remember again how it all goes, and colors and stuff like that. And you see the fall and summer dresses already done, at least that part that I can reach. So it's all sparkly, although you probably can't see much sparkle, except, I don't know, there you go. When I move the light, maybe you can see better. So I'm gonna continue working on my second third part of this portion, and we'll see what that shows me, and I guess I'll show it to you too. Well, I'm saying hello on the morning of 17th, and as you can see, through all those days I did not get much of a chance of stitching. Even though it seems like it's fairly simple, as you can see, just this area just fill in with one color. However, I had to frog out about 20 stitches because this color I had like a older version that was slightly different, lighter shade, so I could see a bit more, although probably it matched between two colors better that way. But I've decided to figure out and get a newer dye, and that would match all of this that's going on. And so far I have over 2800 stitched in January, and since it's been going so slow for all those days, we had guests and we celebrated sort of Christmas just now, exchanged gifts with my husband's sister's family. We entertained each other. We went actually in the car show to check out in St. Louis, and saw all kinds of cars. And that way I did not have a lot of time to stitch. So what I was able to stitch, like one time, one night I managed to squeeze in 100 stitches total. So I figured I would break down this monotonous, boring, well, not boring, but slow stitching, and grab something to kind of throw in. I want to stitch a little bit more on this one and then stop, but I want to throw in something new, so let's go see. So this new is a new pattern from a magazine. Like I said, I'm doing some of the Christmas, well, not Christmas, but magazine little small pieces. And this is Nordic Knitting by Kathleen Berlew. I hope I'm pronouncing correctly. So it's just like a scarf. And in beginning, I thought maybe I should stitch on a plastic canvas. I pulled out, I have white and a clear, but then when I looked at the size that says, well, 14 count, it would be same as 28. So even if I stitch either way, it would become 6 by 5 and a little bit. So that I thought a little bit too big. So I decided to stitch on 28 count fabric over 1. So we'll see how that turns out. So cutting down, of course, in the size, so it become like 3 point about 1 by 2.61. So I think that's more manageable size to hang on the Christmas tree. I did not want to have that as almost like a real scarf looking. So I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna do like a half stitching over 1, or do full stitches with 1 thread. Half stitching, of course, it would be with 2 threads. So that I haven't gotten to, but right now this is what I'm gonna start at least. And since it's winter month, and we'll see how much I can do a little bit of this and more of Dressmaker's Daughter. So I'll be back in the second with some progress on both. So this is what it looks like right now, and I've decided to just go ahead and stitch with 2 threads over 1 half stitch, or continental stitch I should say. So it's kind of hard to tell that these parts here were filled in with the whites, but I'm doing that as I go. So that's slowly going, and I figured if I do a little bit each day, I should be able to finish up this month anyway. So decided to set aside this at least today. It's the second day that I've been stitching on this one, and I already had over 1700 stitches done. I mean, it's very simple. You just need to make sure that you don't get in the wrong those dots, that they're all in correct spots, and that's it. It's just filling in. So I decided to grab something, one of my monthlies, bigger ones, and that's Coral Peonies. So as I said before, that I wanted to unroll it and do just the bottom portion. So you see where my extra fabric here attached to this stitching fabric is. So I don't remember exactly where it's gonna end, but maybe like around here. And program is showing that I have about 74% done. So what's left, all those half stitches and the full stitches and the back stitching and specialty stitches here, that I have about just a little bit over 8800 stitches. So I don't have any specific amount scheduled for myself to do this month, so I'm just gonna stitch until I want to stop, and then we'll see how it goes. So I'll be doing this, and in the parallel will be this ornament. I mean, I think ornament right now looks much better in this size versus, you know, double size if I had to do on a 14 count fully. and you can barely tell that it's a half count anyway. So that's where I'm gonna be working on, and we'll see how I'm gonna be doing it, and where I'm gonna go. Just kind of filling in, and probably gonna start hopefully soon seeing some symbols already ending. So let's start. And here we are with some additions. I was very happy that I started to get rid of a lot of symbols. So as you can see, a lot of red ones are done filling in, and just finishing up a little bit of the half stitching. Try to fill in those brownish kind of leaves in here, and just kept going down slowly and down. Also, I finished those like three had threads for the back stitching, so just kept filling in until I finished the threads. So try to do a little bit back stitching as I went, and that's where I got. I did not touch much on here, and what's left is mainly just green colors, green shades in the half stitches and the full stitches. So that's where I am right now. I'm very happy that I did more than I was planning to this time, although it took a little bit longer, but I just didn't want to stop it. Once I grabbed the colors, I just kept going and going, listened to some music, and went with it. By the way, today is 22nd of January, so happy Lunar New Year. We're now in the year of Rabbit, and I think I should start something new, considering that's first day of Rabbit year. So I'll probably pull up something out later on today. But also I want to show you what I've been doing with my itty bitty ornament. So here it is. Like I said, I've been filling in with the half stitches, and happy to say that like a big part of the top, it's all done. The white spots in here and a little bit in here are still not filled in, although it's kind of hard to tell, right? Because it's just empty spots. So I'll do that later. Red portions are all with the white threads in there, but the gray one it does not have. So I'm just going to be slowly going little bit by little bit, if not each day, at least every few days, just keep filling in. So that's where I am right now, and I'll show you what I'm grabbing next. So the next is gonna be my Girl Ghost. First time this year I'm taking it, and it's a huge pattern, like you see, 700 by 580, and I'm doing actually on a 25 count. So what you see, I have a first row in here done, first row of 5 down, and I already rolled up my frame for that and set the sides. But I noticed that the frame is bowing a little bit because it's such a long line. So in the middle is a bit softer in here, so I'll tuck some fabric or something in there. And I'm gonna just start in here, and it's gonna be just a lot of boring shades. So right now I have what, about maybe like this line down to here. So lots of the like wall background in here to stitch, and that's gonna be pretty much just a mix of different colors, and of course lots of blends, because this pattern has pure 25 colors and 141 blends, so that's a lot. So I'm doing that again on a 25 count Lucas fabric in the half stitches, and I'm not drawing any lines in here because this is pre-done. So this is where I'm starting right now, and I'll be stitching that. I'm hoping to do 3,000 half stitches, we'll see. But anyway, this is where I'm starting with this, and I guess later when I pick which bunny rabbit hair project I want to start today, I'll show you then. Okay, so here's some update. As you can see, I've been very slowly stitching more on this, and those white little spots, it's kind of hard to tell when it's stitched or not stitched, so it's kind of weird. And I've been doing some whites in here, and in all of this it's about 2,800 stitches in here, so this is gonna take me a bit longer than I expected, but that's all right. Little by little I think I'm gonna be able to do it. So now to the Ghost Girl. I'll show you how much I've done. I've done way more than I was planning to because I kind of got into it, and listening music and like New Year's concerts from everywhere. I kind of got sucked in. Plus, it did not have a lot of color changes in here. Mainly like I think maybe like a five, six different symbols were in that area. So we decided to kind of go along almost to the bottom where I could reach. There's a little bit still left to do, but I don't think I'm gonna go just by row. I'm just gonna slowly fill in, although that means that to get to the girl, which is probably like around this area, is gonna take me very, very long time. But that's okay. This way I can slowly fill in, and when I get tired, and as you see, those are lighter colors gonna start kicking in. And the only thing that I could kind of tell, like little stripy lines that happening going down, but I think when you look from far away, maybe it's not gonna be looking so bad. So there's some like a spots, like I said, because it's kind of zoomed in here. So I'm just slowly filling in and leaving like a little pieces of leftover ends of the threads in here, and just going in. And like this like a checker looking, it's not always one color, so sometimes a couple colors fill in and look like that, and then you fill in with the one color or one different symbol in here, and then it continues like a messy kind of look. But I'm very happy. I did almost 2 months worth. That, like I said, it would be good if I can do 3,000 stitches a month. And I'm doing that still in a half stitch, so that kind of helps. And I think without a program, it would be very hard for me to figure out which spots I might have missed, because sometimes it's hiding. Sometimes you would think like in here, I'll just move it around, it was stitched, so I know by the program that I've stitched that part, so it just needs to move around the threads that maybe like I was putting the next stitch different or something like that. So this is what I'm gonna put that aside, and this I'll continue stitching a little bit more throughout at least this month. So we'll see how that goes, but I'll show you what I've decided to pick next. And next I'm gonna go with my, what I said I want to do monthly, and it's a Brooks Books Stitchers alphabet, and the next letter would be a letter O. I was trying to find, I had a bag with like a different beads and Kreinik in there, and I still can't find it, but I figured what the heck, I can at least pull out the DMC threads and start stitching, and if I need to, I can always come back later on if I find my bag with all extras to fill in if needed be at the other spots. So I did not want to postpone this until next month. So I'll keep looking for my bag. When I was reorganizing for my this year's whips, I guess I kind of stashed it somewhere, probably somewhere underneath my nose that just kind of my eyes bypass it. So I'm gonna do a letter O in here, and that's what I'm gonna start. And the house is full at home, everybody's home, because let me show you. That's why we had a snow day today, no schools for kids, and even husband had to stay home from work. And we had maybe a couple inches of snow actually, and we see 3 p.m. and that's all practically like melted already. Here's the entrance, so roads are dry practically and everything. And that was supposed to be snow day, although I know like in St. Louis, some more rural areas, they had about 7 inches. That's what we were expecting here. That's why schools called off for school for kids to go, and that was not needed. We didn't get a lot, at least in this area, but it's a snow day, so everybody's home. And at the high school have to do like a homework from home, like a school, but elementary and middle schools, they have fully day off. So first snow day, and this is what we get, like around trees. We have a positive temperature now on the ground, so it was a little bit cold at night. Of course, that's when it starts snowing. First rain, then snow, and this is melted off practically. So yeah, that's the weather for us. All right, so I'm gonna go start stitching. it is almost done letter O. The spaces in here and some in the middle, and there's gonna be few in here, is what I'm missing in that bag with all the stuff that's supposed to be for this project. So just the one type of cryonic and one type of beads, and I don't have them anywhere else, so I really need to find that bag, or I'll have to order again those parts. But that's pretty much what it is. It was not a lot of work to do. As you can see, it's just a partial kind of stitching. So O is for over dyed, I guess, like it looks like a thread in here. And I'm gonna leave it at that because I worked also, as you see, a little bit more on my knitted ornament and started going the next part in here, and there's gonna be like at least one more part. So just been filling in some white stuff, some gray, and of course the like stars in the middle. But I'll continue work on that for a while. And I'm gonna set of course aside the O until I find those two missing things, and I'll show you what I decided to pick on next. And next is my Mirabilia's Santa sleigh. Right now what you see in here is just over 35%. So I think I'm just gonna continue filling in all the blank spots that needed be, and if I have some thread that left over, I'm just gonna continue below. So what you see is part of the sleigh top where all those gifts, and you can see kind of gift tags hanging in the air, are gonna be sitting, and later on there's swirly kind of things for the sleigh itself, so that's gonna be just more spread out. And there's so far one type of cryonic was used in here, and I'll continue just picking a color and finishing up this area so I can continue there, and we'll see how much I can stitch on this one, and I'll come back when this is more filled in. Well, January just passed, so I wanted to wrap up. So what you see in here is what I've done. So I'm very happy that I finally reached past 50% of my Santa sleigh. It was not giving me a lot of stitches last time I was stitching here, but it's okay. I'm glad at least 50% is done. So as you can see, ribbons were going down already, and I started to fill up the main part. Like in here, all that's left is one type of cryonic and beads, and the few like a back stitching around those tags in here. And it turns out that the cryonic I had was number 8, not 4, so I'll have to order number 4 because I think 8 might be a little bit too thick. But anyway, this is what it looks like right now with that. And let me show you my little ornament. So my ornament did not see a lot of stitching, as you can see. That's what's going into February. I'm gonna be stitching more on this one, and we'll continue slowly that one. I'm gonna keep it in this tension circle in here. It's pretty good tension in here. If you wanted to do looser, you can do it. So that's gonna go in the next month. And also what I wanted to show you is we celebrated late Christmas with my brother's sister's husband's sister's family, and this is what I asked for Christmas, and she got it from a local a brick and mortar stitching store in like I think is that Black Cat Stitchery, like is that Wisconsin or Illinois, I don't know, because she lives like on the border. So these very interesting flosses I've never stitched with is mandarin floss. It's very interesting. Fabric, not the fabric, it's made of as you can see 100% bamboo, so I've never tried like this. Then also frosty rays, and then neon rays. I have couple sparklies, and this is it's full rayon, as you can see, so it's very shiny. and these are gonna be for projects that I'm gonna be doing sort of like a needlepoint specialty stitches. So that, and then a different like shaker, as you can see, and gentle arts, all of that. And what was interesting, I've never seen before this kind of design, is that like a new style of or just for a shaker, because you see the simple shaker right here, it's old style, and this is, I guess, maybe new, or it's for the new colors, but that's what the tag looks like. And I love especially like these two colors for fall kind of colors, and that's also for projects that I'm planning to do in the future. So this is what I got for my Christmas as a gift. And also, funny thing, my this thing I had put in my Amazon wish list like a 2 minutes before midnight or something on Christmas Eve, because I thought I heard about good things about it, and I just usually try to put on my wish list something to do research or something, just to kind of have it on a short list kind of thing. And 2 minutes later it was ordered by my son, and it was a surprise. So like literally like 2 minutes later, I did not know. So these are interesting scissors. I heard one of the designers been using for years and years in Karen K. Buckley's Perfect Scissors. So this one is a small size. There's I think normal size. And what interesting about this, it has micro serrated blades. I don't think you can, let's see, I don't think you can see much, but the blades are like, they have a tiny kind of teeth. You can see, I think, better in this way. So it has a tiny teeth, so it helps from ripping the threads, and they're, as you can see, pretty pointy, and it has a plastic cover, of course. So that's something I'm very happy to get. It was a surprise. I did not expect that to receive, but yeah, so these are my some of my Christmas gifts that I got late, and very happy with this. So I think that's all gonna be for now. Overall I worked on 10 projects, and 3 of them were new in the month of January, and I had one finish. And actually, for the Brooks Stitchers alphabet, I actually found the bag. I knew it was somewhere under my nose, so it was just hiding just tiny bit out of my eyesight. So I found it, so I can finish my letter finally in February, and then I continue with the next one. So yeah, 10 projects, 3 new starts, 1 finish, 1 almost finish, and I haven't figured out yet what I'm gonna start as a new in next month, but you'll see that next month video. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know which ones you liked, which ones of the projects you like the most. And I'm gonna be starting something totally new from my special video, where I was asking you guys to pick one of the 6 big projects and voting, and one of you is gonna be a winner of a full coverage pattern from Astra, and hope you enjoy it. So you'll see that sooner than next video, so monthly video, I should say. And hope you guys are all healthy and enjoying this fairly warm, at least for us, winter so far. It's a ridiculous kind of thing that we get those like snow ice days for one day, and then it's like this weekend is gonna be again mid-50s, so that's not normal. But we can't do anything about it. You just go with the flow, and I'm gonna have some coffee and get this all put away, and edit and put it out for you guys. So until next time, this was Jurgita saying bye bye.